Greetings for the day. Welcome to another session of Cyber Law and Ethics. My name is Mohammed Rahmat Ali. In today's session, we're going to learn about the need of cyber law. But before directly jumping into the topic, let's revise what are the things that we have studied in the previous session. We studied about the categories of cyber crime with reference to the individual, with reference to the property, and with reference to the government. And also we have studied what are the different what we call as threats with reference to worms and with reference to the Trojan horse and with reference to other things. Now in today's session we're going to see about what is the need of the cyber law. What was the need that cyber law was being introduced? Now cyber law is a rules and regulation set by an organization or by an individual or a group of people to use the cyberspace. So what are the regulations and what are the terms that need to be followed while using the cyberspace? So for that particular reason the cyber law was introduced. So now what is the need for the cyber law? It says there are various reasons why it is extremely difficult for conventional law to cope up with cyberspace. Some of these are discussed below. The first one is cyberspace in intangible dimension that is impossible to govern and regulate using conventional law. Like I've told you, for instance, if at all if you are living in India, if at all if you are living in Hyderabad, if at all if you are committing a crime, for an example, if at all if you are committing a crime or something crime is happening, so which of the jurisdiction will take place or like will take an action with reference to the area in which you have committed a crime, that particular station will take the what you call as the action. What if at all if I'm using an internet and I'm sitting in Hyderabad and I'm accessing a website of what we call as Delhi or Mumbai, etc. of things, and I am trying to compromise that particular website or I'm trying to access those things which is not permissible for me. So which of the what station will take the action against me? So it is it is not for sure like this particular place will be taking that particular action. So it is all with reference to it is highly impossible to govern and regulate using the conventional law. The second thing it says is cyberspace has complete disrespect for jurisdictional boundaries. Like I've told you, a person in India could break into a bank electronic world hosted on a computer in US and transfer millions of rupees to another bank in Switzerland, all within a minute. All he would need is a laptop computer and a cell phone. Like see, in previous days, if at all if you want to if at all if you've seen a robbery movies, there used to be a plan like how you will be entering into the bank, how you will be capturing the people, and how you will be what do you call as taking control, and how you will be transferring the money, and how you will be opening the vault and all these things. But in today's generation, these all things are not required. Anyone from anywhere can attack your personal things at any instance of time. It is not for sure that you will be attacked at this particular time. Like the time when I'm recording this particular session, there are n number of people who are been getting traced, whose details are getting compromised, whose what we call as the bank details is been leaked out. It can be anything. The moment I'm speaking, 1 second happens, there are n number of crimes that is happening across the globe, and it is not been governed until and unless it is been reported. The moment you report it, then only it will be taken into consideration as a complaint, and it will be worked on with this particular thing. So this is one of the reason why cyber law is being required. This is the need why cyber law is being needed. Now the next thing is cyberspace handles gigantic traffic volumes every second. Billions of emails are crisscrossing the globe. Even as we read this, millions of websites are being accessed every minute, and millions of dollars are electronically transferred around the world by bank every day. So it means the moment we are recording this particular session, many of the things have been transferred, like you might be listening to this particular video clip or this particular session, and you are doing some things on your mobile phones. The moment you are listening to this particular thing, you are sending a message, you are receiving some amount from another person. Also, you might be sending some money, or you will be scanning some QR code, or you will be sending some money to another person. Anything can happen. In the sense, you being an individual within your family are transferring n number of transactions within that particular minute. Think about a community or a place or an area or a country or as a globe. How many transaction happens every single second? If at all, for an instance, 10,000 transactions are been happening within that second in that particular area. From that 10,000 transactions, 15 or 20 transactions are fraud transactions. How will you identify all these things? For that particular thing, we need a cyber law. We need a cyber law. The next one is with reference to the cyberspace is absolutely open to participation by all. A 10-year-old in Bhutan can have a live chat session with an 8-year-old in Bali without any regards for the distance or anonymity between them. Like, see, with reference to this lockdown and with reference to this online teaching session, anybody can access any of the people and can learn from any of the person. It's not like, me only teaching this particular subject, cyber law, and I think there are n number of tutors who are teaching this particular subject. You might be listening to me as a reference. Also, you can be listening to other people of the same subject. Why? Because cyberspace has given this particular, what you call as, opportunity to participate for everyone and to reach this to n number of person at n number of time. So here the distance doesn't matter. The thing only matters is with reference to the communication between them and keeping these things anonymous. And also with reference to you can project yourself, or you can be an anonymous person and have a chat. But because, see, it's not sure that everything that happens for a thing. There might be some of the fraudulent people who are trying to access your particular information, and we are going to see this particular thing in the next coming slides. The next one is cyberspace offers enormous potential of anonymity to its members. Readily available encryption softwares and stegnographic tools that seamlessly hide information within image and sound files ensure the confidentiality of information exchange between cyber citizens. Now, here there are some of the terms called as encryption that you already know. Encryption is a process of transferring a plain text into a ciphertext using a key. Using a key is called as encryption, and the reverse process is the decryption. Conversion of ciphertext to the plain text with the use of key is called as decryption. Now, there is one more term called as stegnographic tools. Now, stegnography is a mechanism of hiding a message within a photograph, within an image, within an audio file, or within a video file. You will be hiding some message in that particular thing. You might be unknowingly sending that particular file to a number of people, but it might contain some message in it. It might contain some message in it. So that is what we call as stegnography. Stegnography is a process of hiding of messages within an image, audio file, or video file. That is what we call as stegnography. Now, whenever you transfer an email, or when you are send an email from one place to another place, it will get encrypted, and it will be an end-to-end type of an encryption. For example, your WhatsApp chats, or your what you call as different emails. First, it will get encrypted. It will be sent on the network. Then again, by the time you receive that particular email or receive that particular message, it will be decrypted at your end. It will be decrypted for them. Why? Because to keep your conversation secure, this mechanism has been introduced with reference to stegnography, with reference to the encryption mechanism. So this is the need of the cyber law. Then moving further, it says cyberspace offers never seen before economic efficiency. Billions of dollars worth of software can be traded over the internet without the need of any government license, shipping and handling charges, and without paying any custom duties. If you see with reference to the different online, or with reference to different delivery things, like if you see, there used to be FedEx, DTDC type of things, who used to send the parcels from one place to another place. Now Flipkart, Amazon, these all people are also delivering this particular thing. You can sell n number of things on n number of websites without paying or without having any selling license. If at all, if you see, to do a business, you need some trading license. But if at all, if you see like the website like OLX and different thing, you directly can put your own products and sell it on your own price. You can sell that particular thing on your own price. There is nothing like government monitoring things. So this is been with reference to the online things, with reference to cyberspace. Now to monitor this particular thing, we need a cyber law. We need a cyber law, so that that particular website which is hosting that particular thing should not do fraudulent thing. But because you want to sell that particular product at 10 rupees, but it is selling at 12 rupees, you want to sell that particular product for 10,000, but that fraudulent website or that particular thing is showing 12,000 on the website, including their own charges. No, this is not the way. This is not the way. Why? Because it's your own product. They cannot take this much amount of money on your own product. So there should be some law. There should be some law with reference to the monitoring of the things. Now moving forward, it says electronic information has become the main object of cybercrime. It is characterized by extreme mobility, with exceed by the far the mobility of person, goods or other services. International computer network can transfer huge amount of data around the globe in a matter of seconds. Now just to let you know, the new oil is the data. If at all somebody has a data, then he is the new millionaire. He is the new millionaire. So that's the reason every of the person, wherever you go, now are collecting your information. Now if at all, if you observe in before this pandemic, nobody used to collect the information of yours, like who you are, what is your age, and what do you call as from where you are. They need not need to collect this particular information, but as of now they are collecting this particular information. Why? Because this particular information is the new oil. This particular information is the new oil. Just to give you an example, or just to give you an idea how this works is, if at all if you buy a new SIM, and you don't give that particular SIM number or that particular mobile number to anyone, wait for 3 to 4 days, you will be getting some calls from anonymous persons. You will be getting some calls from anonymous persons saying that buy our product, or what do you call as, are you interested in this particular thing, or you are interested in getting this credit card. How they got your particular number? So how it has been done? This has been done with reference to the electronic means of things. The data has been collected from different places and different persons, and it is been sold in the market. And also, keep a track when you are giving a thumb impression for buying a SIM. See to it that you do the thumb for only one instance. But because you might not be knowing that particular thing, for the first instance you will be doing it for yourself, and second time that particular person will be using that thumb impression for its own purpose. There has been in many of the cases wherein people has fraudulently used your Aadhaar card, your PAN card for their own purpose, and they have sold your data on internet. Also with reference to the QR codes by which you are using, on your ticket you will be having a QR code, you will be throwing that airplane ticket to any of the dustbin. People use that particular ticket, use that QR code to access your information. They'll use that particular thing to access the information. It means people are fraudulently using your own information. You are not realizing that particular thing. So for that particular reason, cyber law is being needed. There is a need of cyber law to monitor all of these things. Now the next one is a software source codes worth crores of rupees or movies can be pirated across the globe within an hour of their release. These all things you know better than me with reference to the piratation of the movie, with reference to downloading of the movies from internet without the legal things. This also comes under the cyber crime with reference to the cyberspace, unauthorizedly accessing these particular movies or websites without the permission, you will be having theater copies, you will be having n number of things. So this is a cyber crime with reference to the cyberspace. And the next one is with reference to the threat and corporal information, example like books, papers, CD-ROMs, floppies, easier covered by traditional penal provision. However, the problem begins when the electronic records are copied quickly and with reference to here the original information, so to say, remains in the possession of the owner, and yet information gets stolen. In the sense, like, with reference to the recent Aadhaar card fraud that has happened, the Aadhaar card details was been leaked only for the just amount of rupees 500. In the sense, if at all if you are giving 500 rupees, you can leak any of the data, anyone's information on internet. For an example, I want to release or I want to get some of the information of a particular person. I know his Aadhaar card number. If at all, if I just submit that Aadhaar card number to that particular person, he will give you all of the information. What is his bank details, to which things this particular Aadhaar card has been attached, and what are the recent activity that he has done with reference to the Aadhaar card. These all things will be done with reference to the cyberspace. So for all these things we should have a cyber law. Now with reference to the cyber law of India, what it says, it says, in simple way we can say that the cyber crime is unlawful act wherein the computer is either a tool or a target or both. Cyber crimes can involve criminal activities that are traditional in nature, such as theft, fraud or forgery, or defamation and mischief, all of which are subjected to Indian Penal Code or IPC. The abuse of computer has also given birth to a government of new crimes age that addresses by the IT Act of 2000. There is an IT Act of 2000 that you will be studying in the coming slides, and also I will be giving some of the links wherein you can go and study with reference to the legal perspective how this works. Now we can categorize cybercrime into two ways. If at all there is cybercrime that is happening, it can happen in either of the ways. The first one is your computer been as a target, or your computer is being used as a weapon. Now what do you mean by this? This means that with my particular laptop, I want to target your own computer, or I want to target your own system to get some information from there. So that is what we call as the computer is being used as a target. That particular system is being used as a target. And the second way is my computer is being used as a weapon by the third person to access information of other people. In the sense, he will be accessing my computer to access other computers to get the information. So what it says, the computer as a target, using a computer to attack other computers. Example, hacking, virus or worms or denial of services attacks. The second one is computer as a weapon, using a computer to commit real world crimes. For example, cyber terrorism, IPR violation, credit card frauds, EFT frauds, and the rest of the things. So these are with reference to the categories of cyber crime. These are the different categories with reference to the cyber crime. Now with reference to the cyber law in India, as we have seen the last slide also, IT Act of 2000 is been there. Now we are going to study, or we are going to have an overview what actually this thing is. Now why cyber law in India? What is the need? When internet has developed, the founding fathers of internet hardly had an inclination that internet could be transform itself into an pervading revolution which could be misused for criminal activities and which required regular or regulation. Today there are many disturbing things happening in cyberspace. Due to the anonymous nature of the internet, it is possible to engage into a variety of criminal activities with impunity, and people with intelligence have been grossly misusing the aspect of the internet, perpetuate criminal activities in cyberspace. Hence the need of cyber law in India. Now what do I mean by this? There is a proverb in Hindi which says, जब तक अक्लमंद जिंदा है, सॉरी यानी कि जब तक बेवकूफ़ जिंदा है, अक्लमंद आदमी भूखा नहीं मर सकता. In the sense, until a foolish is alive, an intelligent person cannot die with reference to hunger. What do you mean by this? This means the intelligent person knows how to invade or how to compromise that particular thing, how to compromise that particular thing. For an example, I've told you, when you're giving a thumb impression for your new SIM card, that person can take 2 times your fingerprint. Why? Because he want to use your fingerprint to access his own information. For example, you have done the thumb impression for the first time, you got your own SIM, but he says that thumb impression like has not come properly, can you do it for once again? So the second time when you do a thumb impression, that SIM will be used by that particular shop owner for its own purpose. For example, that SIM has come on your name, and he will be using for that some, like, some cyber crime type of things, like, with that particular SIM he will be calling some other persons asking for money. With the same person, like, with the same SIM he will be accessing different cyber terrorism type of a things. Who will be booked? You will be booked. Why? Because that particular SIM belongs to you. Why? Because that SIM was being taken on behalf of your name. Why? Because your document is been attached to that particular SIM. This can be one type of what you call as cyber criminal activities. The second one is with reference to the taking the biometrics of a person, taking the biometrics of a person and accessing the information. For instance, you have a vault in which you have kept your gold, money, and important documents. Now, with I have given you a drink. On that drink, your fingerprints are there. I have captured that particular fingerprints, and I'm using that fingerprints to misuse your particular information, pretending you as the person who is accessing it can be considered as a cyber crime, can be considered as a cyber crime. There are n number of cyber crime that is happening across the globe with reference to the QR code. Like, if at all, if you heard about recent what we call as OLX cyber crime, wherein a person was giving a call stating that I am from the Indian Army and I want to sell this particular thing, and he was sending his fake document to the person. The people were believing him, and they were sending some money. They were sending, actually he was selling some of the product. They bought that product. The moment they bought the product and the moment they transferred the amount, whole of the bank account was been clean within a seconds. So these are the different cyber crime that is happening with reference to the globe. Now, this is the reason why cyber law or cyber things are being requested in India to monitor the things. Why? Because India constitutes of 1 billion number of people, and in 1 billion people there might be some millions of people who will be having an intention of hurting someone or getting misuse of the things. So for that particular person's, cyber law is being introduced. I hope you understood something from today's session, and I hope that you have got an idea what cyber law is all about. And if at all, if you have any doubt with reference to today's session, please let me know, or you can ping me on my email address rahmat_ali2u@yahoo.com, or you can come down to the college for a face-to-face conversation on a common day being decided. I hope you understood something from today's session, and see you in the next session. Until then, take care. Bye bye.